Welcome back to Carving Fairways, where today we dive into Savanna Dunes at Bunker Hills Regional Park in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Presented this year at the PDGA Masters World Championships in July of 2025. So let's start diving in to that hole-by-hole breakdown of Savanna Dunes. Kicking off our adventure, hole 1 is a tricky handshake at 340 feet. You're looking at a pretty tight window off the tee, demanding a precise backhand with a strong finish to the left. While grabbing the basket's green is quite forgiving, the journey there is packed with guardians that love to gobble up discs. Find the perfect line and you'll be starting your round off with confidence. Still on the accelerator at 340 feet, hole 2's par 3 asks you to thread the needle right into its opening. The right side offers a slightly clearer path than the left, a ripping backhand with a skip late that might just dance its way up for a birdie. Otherwise, aiming to land on the right side and kicking in for a par is the smart play. Next up, we have a straight shot with hole 3, a 265-foot par 3. This one's all about peering down the middle and trusting your aim. Land it true and you'll be staring down a comfortable birdie. Simple, elegant, and rewarding for a clean throw. Hole 4 is a 260-foot par 3 that offers a delightful dilemma with two distinct paths. You've got a right side backhand lane and a left side forehand lane. Whichever tunnel you choose, make sure your throw is laser straight to find that basket nestled in a small, cozy gully. Precision is paramount here. At 315 feet, hole 5 is a true test. There's a left side lane calling for a backhand turnover or a right side lane that welcomes a skipping backhand. This is a difficult shot where staying out of the flanking woods on both sides is crucial to keeping your par hopes alive. The drone might fly straight, but your disc needs to curve. Hole 6 is a 320-foot par 3 that introduces a splash of trouble with a water hazard lurking on the left. A big backhand or a strong forehand can get you all the way up there, landing gracefully on the nice flat spot where the basket waits. Keep it dry and fly high. A tight alley awaits on hole 7, a 250-foot par 3. It's a straight shot down the middle, lined by trees on both sides. The real challenge comes at the end where a solitary tree almost squares up the basket. Navigate the middle path, stay out of the timber, and you should be looking at a birdie bid. Hole 8 is a 260-foot par 3 that's calling for the perfect hyzer shot. Work your disc gracefully through the trees, letting it fade beautifully late in its flight, and you'll find yourself right inside the circle, ready to drop in for a deuce. A silky smooth approach is key here. The beast of Savanna Dunes, hole 9. This 705-foot par 5 is a journey. You've got OB on the right bike path ready to gobble up discs and hungry trees on the left. Once you navigate the narrow mouth of this monster, the hole opens up into a picturesque, perfect landing zone before the basket, tucked away at the very end. This is where you can truly carve some distance and set up for a big score. Hole 10 is a 360-foot par 3 that beckons for a powerful throw. A strong forehand out to the left can skip right into the basket's entrance. For backhanders, a robust turnover is needed to reach the same spot. The green itself is forgiving, and a charming rock wall encircles the bullseye, welcoming your approach. Hole 11 is a 330-foot par 3 that immediately throws a gauntlet down with a pretty narrow tunnel right off the tee. After the initial test, the hole bends gracefully to the right, descending into a small clearing where the basket awaits. You'll need a strong drive off the tee with a good right-handed finish to set yourself up for that birdie look. At a manageable 220 feet, hole 12 is calling for a clean run. A nice straight backhand can navigate through the trees, giving you a prime attack angle for birdie. There's still some tight cluster and the lines are relatively open though, offering forgiving routes for both the forehand and backhand throws. Strap in because hole 13 is easily one of the trickier par 3s out here. At 400 feet, you'll need a seriously strong backhand out of the gate, finishing hard to the left just to clear the initial gauntlet and set up for an upshot. A true blast down the middle might even skip you into the circle, but honestly, saving par on this one feels like a well-earned birdie. Hole 14 is a 380-foot par 4 that offers a great dog leg left. After your initial shot, up and over the small hill, you'll contend with some guarding trees. The green itself is quite slanted, leading to tricky kicks right or left after you land. Combined with those initial gauntlets, selecting your lines carefully will be the absolute critical on this one. Hole 15 is a 470-foot par 4 that gives you clear lanes straight down the middle for your attack on the basket. While there are earlier gaps you could try, they often lead into trouble in the trees. The smartest play is to bomb it straight down the middle, up onto the hill, and pitch your way to the basket's vicinity and set yourself up for a beautiful birdie. Hole 16 is a 320-foot par 3 that presents a narrow left side skip lane ending at the basket on the right. A strong, slightly overstable forehand with a good skip can nestle you right in the circle. Backhand turnovers are also a great option here. Just make sure to stay off that right side. Approaching the end, hole 17 is a 315-foot par 3. The main goal is simply to make sure you get out of the initial gap and into the open space. From there, you can attack the pin for birdie. It's a straight shot right away with a slight skip, and the green's quite forgiving. Rounding out our tour, hole 18 is a 500-foot par 4. There's a tempting narrow gap on the left that could shave off some distance, but honestly, it's usually not worth the risk. The smarter play is a big backhand around the bend, then attack the green for your birdie. Be mindful of the OB long on the right if you get too aggressive off the tee, and trying to cut that inside gap can really put you to work just to save par. Play it smart and finish strong. That wraps up our deep dive into Savanna Dunes at Bunker Hills. What a fantastic course, and what a challenge you'll present at Masters Worlds this July. If you like the breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe to Carving Fairways. And until next time, keep carving those fairways.